All right, guys, we're doing chicken soup 3 ways. So this is taking the quarantine idea of buying one thing and making it work for you multiple times. So for tonight's first dinner, we're just gonna have a regular chicken and vegetable, some rice in it, I think, just kind of whatever we have laying around. Tomorrow, I'm gonna take the remaining leftovers, split it in half. Tomorrow will be chicken tortilla sort of kind of thing. I don't know, maybe we'll throw some salsa verde in it. Got some tortillas hanging around here somewhere. I don't know. And then on the third day, we'll go Vietnamese and we'll add some coconut milk, maybe some ginger, some cilantro, and make it some tom yum style. So this is making the chicken work for us. Let's get it. Alright, so normally I would just use a larger stock pot and throw the chickens in whole to start to make my stock, but I don't have one of those. So what better time to do a demo of how to break down a chicken than right now? Alright, so we're going to need to break down this chicken a boning knife and a French knife. Mostly just the boning knife, so I'm going to set the French knife aside. We're going to move our chicken to our cutting board. I have already inspected internally for any giblets, so we're going to start breaking it down. These are the leg thigh quarters. I like to start there. You just split the skin between the leg and thigh quarters. We're gonna flip it over and you can actually pop that joint. And when you do that, you're gonna find separation. There's a little nugget of meat right here. It's called the oyster. We don't wanna miss that, so we just make a sort of circle cut around that. Cut through. You should have no issue getting through the joint. Again, on this side, pop in the joint. Grabbing that oyster. And cutting through. All right, we're gonna break down the leg and thigh just as a little demo. And this is the line of fat you wanna look for right here. If you aim for that, you're gonna go right between the joints. No problem, right? We can also take the wings off, cutting it in, again, popping the joint, and that'll slide right out. One more time. Pop the joint right through. And we're done. We're gonna cut the back out. And up here you'll have to get through. There's a little joint that connects those to the essentially shoulders where the wings would connect. We're gonna put that in there too. And then finally, I'm gonna cut down through the keel bone. This little cartilaginous piece is called the keel bone. Split it in two. Now we have a broken down chicken. The next step will be to wash up, make sure everything is cleaned and sanitized, and then we'll get some water in the pot. All right, so now that we've amply cleaned up and sanitized, we're gonna add some water to the pot. And we're just looking to cover the chicken pieces. All right, so now that our chicken is in the pot with some water, it's over medium-low heat. We're gonna bring this up to a simmer and let it go for a bit. I'm not looking to add a ton of flavor at this point. I'm really just trying to make a basic stock. We will add our flavor later on. We'll sweat some garlic, some onions. We'll get some herbs in there, definitely carrots. Definitely celery, and we're gonna move it on from there. We'll add the flavor on the second half, but this is just the basic stock. Let's cut some veg. Something I've been doing for years is lining up my mirepoix in. Actually, I'm gonna cut this off. Lining them up in Irish flag form. Each strip will get cut into quarters. Make a nice stack. And dice. As you see your stock starting to come up to a simmer, you're also going to notice this scum-looking stuff coming to the top too. It's just a little bit of a protein that it releases. It's not going to hurt you, but it certainly looks much nicer when you get rid of it. So I'm just going to take a spoon or a ladle if you have one. Kind of very shallowly skim some of that off the top. Alright, so we're gonna get the show moving again. I got lost in a YouTube rabbit hole of God knows what. Let's get this chicken out of the stock, put it into this pot, and then we'll continue on with our soup.
Some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
refrigerator. Those are from dinner a few nights ago. Cut those up and add those. And as promised, I'm going to add some of this rice. I might hold off on adding. No, I'm just going to add it all together. I'm just going to let that warm the rest of the way. So I pre-cooked and cooled that rice. When you cook and cool before preheating and eating, rice becomes a resistant starch and what is known as a prebiotic. Got a big pre in the cup right here. So prebiotic is what feeds your probiotics. So it's not enough just to take probiotics or have those in your life day to day. You also need something to feed that bacteria. Oh yeah, that's hot now. Let's give that a taste. That's really good. So I know I had a couple meals planned, excuse me, a couple soups already planned off of this one, but I was thinking at this point we could even add maybe a can of diced tomatoes or beans, like a cannellini bean, and we could have like a minestrone kind of deal as a third, or rather a fourth option. So it's gonna be hot though.
And this is your version of like the chicken noodle soup without noodles. With rice.
Rice instead.
Okay. Are all my green beans gone?
Yep.
Sad. I'm not fast enough.
Yeah. You gotta cook once in a while for that to happen.
It's a rarity.
You excited for chicken soup for 3 days? For the next 3 days?
In this weather, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we rate this as? On a scale of 1 to 5 dopes.
No, you can only give 2 though.
Why?
Because you only have 2 to give. You only have 2 to give out.
No, those are separate things.
You're gonna have to explain this to me.
Peace is saying peace to the people. Dopes is rating the food.
Okay. See, I thought these were like together.
Separate things. This is 5 out of 5 dopes.
I feel like you're gonna give me 5 out of 5 every time.
I like your food.
I know, but that's just like really not a fair system then.
Okay, you want me to start like breaking it down and being really harsh?
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. It's really good.
But.
Just looking forward to coconut milk.
Okay. What do you think? Should I do it as 1 video or 3 videos?
Give the people what they want.
I don't know what they want.
More videos.
So 3 videos. Okay. But what if they watch videos like I do, just like out of order?
I never watch videos out of order. You need the whole story.
Let's go to